My dudes, welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to have two purposes. We need to make a new flower pot for our shop mascot, Rodney. He has long outgrown his current pot, and I don't think we're giving him the treatment he deserves. He's got a little branch going dead. My cat bit off this tip here, and I literally taped it back on. So it's probably just gonna die, but I thought it'd look nice and cute for the video. So we're gonna make him a carbon fiber pot. This is a little overkill, but I think he's well deserving of it, as he has lived many of his days in here. And so this was given to us by Rockwest Composites. We'll have a link to their website down below. They carry all sorts of carbon fiber, so it's really fun if you want to do a project like this. And this is something that, like, you know, no one makes a flower pot out of carbon fiber. But I think carbon fiber is really cool, and it doesn't ever really get used much in stuff like household items, because, you know, why would you? That's not what it's for. But I think it looks really good, so we're going to do it anyways. And so we're going to put a box around it. We're going to cut 4 panels out of this, just 4 squares. But it's not going to have a bottom to it, so we need to find a solution for that, whether it's a piece of wood or something we get from the store. And then of course we don't need a top to it, because that's where the soil will be and all of that. And then the second purpose of this video, as you can see, we're about to hit 300,000 subscribers. And it's crazy because I just barely got my 100,000 subscribers plaque just a few weeks ago, maybe a month by now. But yeah, it seems like we just barely hit 100, so on to 300,000, and hopefully soon we'll get to 1 million. YouTube announced new plaques, so they just have a gold plaque play button. So I think that'll be cool to have both the original style as well as the new one. So, like, fingers crossed. Hopefully I don't eat my words here, but maybe we'll see it at 1 million by the end of the year or something. So as far as the giveaway goes, we're gonna do 2. So one we're gonna do to our supplies website, and then one we'll do to our ring website, and we're gonna hit 300K subscribers, so we're gonna do $300. So if you win one of the giveaways, you'll win a $300 ring from my website, and we can go like plus or minus a little bit, just around $300 range. And then the supplies website winner, they'll get $300 to spend there. So you can get a ring mandrel set, as well as some blanks and some other materials, inlay stuff. And so that should be really cool if you're wanting to get started into ring making. And I think the way we'll do it is we'll just give both people the option. Yes, I'm saying that there is one ring winner and one supplies winner, but basically I just want to give the options to both the people who like the rings and the people who like making the rings. So we'll just have one way to enter. We'll pick 2 winners, and then each of them will get to pick whatever they want. So I hope you guys are excited for this. I wanted to kind of try to give back to you guys, because you guys have obviously given me so much support. We're about to hit 300,000 subscribers, and that's just kind of mind-blowing. So I just want to say thank you all very much. I think it's amazing what we've got going on here. I love the community interaction we have, as well as just the whole company. It's awesome to be able to work with so many cool people. We got Dustin, the video guy, doing great stuff. Lewis, Ben, Tyler, Dave, Dalton, Ross, everyone. So thank you all so much. But let's go ahead and get started. All right, so now we're ready to start cutting this piece of carbon fiber up. What I'll be doing is I've got these calipers set to 6 inches, and I just need to mark it off at every point there. This is a 24-inch piece, and so we'll cut it 3 times. That'll give us 4 pieces, and then we'll be using a Dremel cutoff disc for this. And I've got a Dremel that has the motor housed here. So the motor's here, and then this is a flex shaft connecting it, and then it's got the head here. And so what this is good for is this is a lot smaller than a typical Dremel, the diameter here. And so we're actually able to get the cutoff wheel bigger than the Dremel. And that's helpful because usually, here, I'll just grab one. Usually they're too fat to be able to cut it straight. You have to tilt it down like this. And that obviously is not good for getting clean, precise, perpendicular cuts. So this is really handy to have. If you don't have one, of course you could still do it at an angle. It'd just be a little bit harder to get cleaner cuts. So I'm just using this piece of carbon fiber as a straight edge. I need to measure off 6 inches here, and there, that's perfect. It goes right up to that edge. Now I'll put the carbon fiber up to it, and I just want to use this razor blade to mark a line that I can follow, and then I will go and follow that line with the Dremel, and we'll cut it into 4 separate pieces. Okay, so we've got all 4 pieces cut out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got them labeled so that the patterns on them will match up better. And then you saw I cut bevels into them, or sanded bevels into them. That way they will fit together like this properly. So I've got this piece of granite here, nice and flat, as well as a 1, 2, 3 block. These are just have super parallel sides, so it helps you put everything together. So I'm taking them here. I want to put it flat against the granite here, and then put these together as seamlessly as possible. And it's probably not going to be perfect, but we'll get pretty close. I'm going to peel this back just a little bit. I don't want to get glue. Okay, I've got that fit really close to perfect. I'm actually surprised by how good that's looking so far. So that's a really good sign to see. And then I've got 2 different kinds of super glue here. One is thick and one is a medium viscosity. I want to use thick real quick just to get these stuck into place. Put a couple of dabs, and then I'm using this super glue accelerator to just stick it in place instantly. Now I'll put glue on the rest of it. All right, so that's the concept, using super glue to hold it all in place. I'll just repeat the process, and then we'll have our basic box shape. This is oak. I wanted to get walnut, but as you can see, not wide enough. So we'll just have to work with this, I guess. We just looked at all the aisles, this is all they have. And then I think one of these. So we'll go around the edge. Now we need probably a stain or some sort of sealant. And then I might get like some mesh and a couple other things. I want a dark finish on here, I think. I think the black would go well with carbon fiber. You got the small can here. I'm trying to think what would look best with the carbon fiber, and I like the carbon fiber better than the wood, so I think we'll try to not make this stand out as much. We'll just go with the black. Let's see, how much are the other ones? I'm cheap. No, okay, we need this one. So we're gonna go with this one. Where is the succulent mix? I need that succulent mix. Can't have that regular soil. All right, we'll grab this. I don't have enough hands. We're gonna go ahead and cut. I'm gonna make Dustin carry. Okay, Dustin, you just, don't. Is it gonna be too, are we gonna be trying too hard using those? Let's go with the marble. I like the marble. Yes. We need powder that makes me say yes. I don't have enough hands, Dustin. You're gonna have to grab that and this. There we go. Now let's go. All right, so we got the wood. This is oak. So what I'm thinking of doing is just cutting a square out. So it'll look something like this. I'll cut the square here, and then I'll use this piece here to put a ledge all around it. This will hold in any water that soaks out of the bottom of it. All I'm going to do, I don't want to mess with that sticker. So I'll cut that, cut the required lengths of this, and then we'll be doing some other steps. Like I need to put a bottom on this so that the soil doesn't just fall out, obviously. And then I want to make this kind of like float in here. so have it raised a little bit. So I want to put some hidden standoffs, whether it's just a block of wood. Like I could just take this and cut that into 3 pieces. Just put 1, 2, 3, and have this floating up a little bit. I think that'll make it look a little bit cooler. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the cutting. Okay, so we've got all of our wood cut. This is actually my first time cutting these 45-degree angled joints. So I was really careful to try to get the best fit I could. And I think we did a really good job. It's really close. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue everything in place, and I need to be careful because anywhere I get the super glue, the stain isn't really going to penetrate. And so I only want to put it on places where it's hidden. It would be a lot better if I used something like wood glue, but just because I'm trying to do this a lot faster, I'll just be using super glue. So I'll sand these real quick and then we'll get started on the staining. Okay, so for the bottom of the pot, we've got our cube here. I'm just going to use this piece of plywood that I cut down to fit. It only fits in one orientation. There we go. So we need to put this on the bottom, but first I need to drill some holes in this so there's some drainage. I just got this scrap piece of wood. And the reason we're doing that is because we don't want water to build up at the bottom. Now to glue this into place, I'm going to use CA glue in yet again. I put super glue all around all those edges. I'll do a test with water, but this should be tight on those edges here. And I think I'll do something like put a broad layer of super glue on the bottom here, or even some of that wood stain, just to preserve the life of the plywood down here. I don't want that to rot, and it could like go moldy or have problems like that. So definitely don't want that to happen, so I'll do some sort of protection there. Okay, so I put a little bit of stain on there, covered it in clear coat so we wouldn't have the stain go into the soil. It might be harmful to the plant. I installed these feet here, that way it'll kind of float inside the wooden case we built for it. So now, just need to add this potting mix. Okay, and of course, a carbon fiber brace, the only appropriate material. If you guys didn't know, Rodney has been with the company for so long. Before my first employee, Rodney was the OG shop mascot. So we treat him with respect. He only gets the highest quality materials in his braces. this is now dried. It's been an hour, which is how long this finish requires. Now we're ready to spray our polyurethane clear coat on here. Okay, that's good for the first coat. I was going really light the whole time. I went around it twice to try to keep it even. So I'll let that dry, I think for about 10 minutes. I'll read the can, but then I'll come back, do the second, maybe even third and fourth coats. And as one final touch, I just remembered I've got all these carbon fiber cubes back from my Kickstarter I did way back in the day. I'm gonna add some of these because I think that's appropriate for what we've got going on here. So I just took a few minutes and arranged the cubes in a way that I thought looked good. I tried to bury them a little bit, some of them a lot more than the others, you'll see, just so it's kind of a natural look. There's just kind of these cubes poking out of the ground. I thought it looks kind of cool. And then the clear coat I did on the wooden base actually took a lot longer to dry than I thought, and so we had to quit filming, and then just over the course of the next 24 hours I kept doing a couple of coats. I think I did 4 coats, maybe even 5, just to make sure I had complete coverage over the whole thing. I want it to be really water resistant and not ever have to worry about the wood getting damaged by the water. And you can see in these photos, this is how it turned out. I think it looks amazing. This is such a ridiculous project to do. In total, there's like $250 that went into making this vase for the silly aloe vera plant, but I think Rodney definitely deserves it. He's the most spoiled houseplant I think I've ever seen, but I think he more than makes up for it in his good looks. And just so you know, unfortunately, trying to masking tape a branch onto an aloe vera plant does not work. I took the tape off a few days later, not even close. Who would have thought? But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this fun little project. I really enjoyed just kind of messing around, trying to make something that I think's cool. It doesn't necessarily have to have the world's greatest function. I just thought this would be a really good flower pot. So I made it, and I think it turned out really nicely. So if you enjoyed the video, let me know. You can leave a like if you did. And then don't forget about the giveaway. I'll have a link to that down in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.